guys, Walt Wagner here with TAV. Today is a truck going home. It's actually heading to Alaska, and we're kind of in a time crunch on this one, so we're just kind of doing a quick walk around shoot. Wanted to just show you what we did with this one. There's something a little special with this truck that nobody's seen yet. So, but starting from the front to back, this is a 2022 7.3 gasoline F250, and we I like doing the gas trucks. These are pretty cool. But some of the similarities for what we've done on even our own company truck was the Stealth Fighter ADD bumper, and we kind of make our own little close-off panels here. It kind of cleans it up for what we're doing. So we're not. They actually set this up so you can put a light in it, but we just do a panel to cover that up. Kind of cleans the lines up a little bit, and we make these out of ABS, and you know that way it can be replaced if you were to damage it or anything. But kind of moving around a little bit for fogs, the factory fog light switch, we're running a Squadron Pro from Baja Designs in a driving combo pattern. So the beam pattern is a couple different patterns here. It's kind of like a down the road and wide pattern at the same time in amber, and that's really nice for dust and snow and things like that, or even rain. People can see you really good oncoming traffic without it being too much on them. Right above that, we're running the LP9 Pro, and this is also a driving combo. You can see the reflector differences here. This is an extremely bright light. Going up into Alaska, having driven through Canada at night and up in Alaska at night, it's nice to have this because if it's covered in snow, there's no indicators on the side of the road. So having a nice white light for really far down the road, you can pick up bison and all kinds of moose and things like that that you don't want to hit out in the middle of nowhere. So he's got a good bit of light throw on the front bumper. In the bumper, we're running for a winch. We're running the ComeUP 12.5 RS. So that's the remote solenoid. So that solenoid is all right here. It's a controller, and you can engage it and disengage it on the right hand side. That opening is actually designed for a light bar, but we tend to use it for other things other than just the light bar. You kind of like to hide the control box in there and hide lights and other lights and stuff in there too. And right in here is where you turn the winch on to Bluetooth to your wireless remote, and you've got your corded remote plug right there as well. So those are both real easy to get to. The ComeUP winch comes with its own Haas Fairlead here, synthetic winch line, and its own hook. This is a very stout hook, so you won't have to worry about it getting damaged or the gate getting damaged too bad. Kind of moving into the suspension a little bit, we're running the Carli setup on this, and it's a 3 1/4 or so lift on this truck. We don't really use a measurement, so to speak, for lift height because it's kind of relative, but this is Carli's pin top system, and we're running the Carli spec Kings on this, and the Carli springs. Nice, very nice, clean setup, very functional with all of the options. We're running the Carli fabricated sway bar, or the fabricated radius arms, and then the torsion sway bar in the front. That sway bar is a much lighter spring rate than the factory one, so it just makes the truck handle a lot nicer in just daily driving, as well as off-road. You can get a lot more articulation out of it running the torsion sway bar in the front of this. We're also running the steering stabilizers with the front diff guard, which is actually where one of the stabilizers mounts, and those are also adjustable via gas pressure. So if you have a pull to one side or the other and the alignment is actually straight, if you have a radial pull or something like that, you can actually add or subtract nitrogen pressure from that, and it helps to correct for that radial pull with a bigger tire. For wheels and tires on this, we are running the Method Race Wheels Bead Grip wheel, and that's the 703. And we ran this on several of our own 1-ton trucks, and it's just done really well. And this tire is the RT Trail. It's been out for about a year or two now, and we've been really liking it. It's nice and quiet, and it wears well on the highway, and it balances out really well. So this one's a 37 1250 17 on this truck. So for the long range fuel tank on this, it's a 58-gallon transfer flow tank, and it's this one's black. A lot of the LRA tanks we use are silver, but this one's black. Steel tank, very strong. It's nice to have a lot of extra fuel if you're way up north like that. And then moving back to the rear suspension, to complement the front of the Carli setup, we're running our own spec Alcan leaf springs. So every set of leaf springs we make or we use on these trucks are built for the truck it's going on. So this client is building a custom camper, slide-in style camper, and he had some estimated weights for us to go by. So this spring pack is built to hold and support the new camper weight, as well as gear in the boxes. And we are also running in the rear the Carli shackle on the spring pack, and then the Carli spec shocks in the back. Something pretty special though that we're working on is with the Dirtbox overland bed. This is an all aluminum bed, and it is kind of a more modular kind of setup. As you can see, it's all extruded. Everything's extrusions, aluminum extrusions, and all of these boxes can be replaced if needed. So all of these bigger boxes up top, this whole thing can just come off if something got damaged or whatever. The front boxes, everything can be removed and replaced if needed. They're all key to like, and they have these compression latches on them, as you've seen in some of the other videos. So as you turn it and you draw this down, you can see this move closer and create pressure on the seal as it's closed. So you get a nice even seal all the way around. And then moving back to the rear boxes, these have gas struts on them. These boxes are also, you can also change them to where if you wanted it to lift up, you can do that too. You could actually just move all of these components down and reverse everything and just flip the box over, or the lid over, and then it can open upward as well if you wanted to, with minimal drilling or anything like that. Kind of moving around to the back a little bit, the Dirtbox beds incorporate all of the factory sensors. So you've got your blind spot monitor is in a different orientation than factory. So there's still a little bit of experimentation going on with that, but with the Rams and the Fords, they're working for us. So we have to custom make bracketry sometimes inside this, but once we get the prototyping done, we can send that to Tao and he can actually make a production piece for us. So kind of moving over here, the tail lights on these newer beds, everything is in the tail light itself. So this tail light is your backup, turn signal, your brake, running light, all of that is all inside this. So DOT legal tail light. Right above that, in the extrusion, we like these extrusions too because we can run our wiring and hide everything away. So you can't actually hardly see the wires for the chase lights here. We're running an S1 from Baja Designs as a chase light, so it's an amber light. So if there was a lot of snow or he's driving and it's kicking up a lot of snow and debris at night or even during the day up there up north, people from behind him can see really well from a distance, see this amber light shining. So it's kind of like a work light in the rear if you wanted to back up and use it as a work light, or you can just use it as a chase light because you actually have your reverse light right here in the top of your tail light. Kind of moving over just a little bit, something that's a little different about this bed than the other beds, the other Dirtbox beds, is this is the low version. If you've seen the video of our Tacoma, it's the higher version, so it's a little bit taller because there's a drawer here. This is the low version because for the campers and things like that, to further open up your ingress. If you're getting into a door, you have more space by about 4 or 5 inches. So this one, the water tank isn't underneath the bed, so we're actually supplying the stainless steel water tank that comes with it, the 24-gallon tank, and he's making his camper, so he's going to put that tank and the pump and everything inside the camper so it can all be removed. So this one doesn't have the center drawer in the middle back here in the back, and the water tank is not under the floor. So this mounts really close to the frame rails of the truck. And on right below that, had to get a little bit creative with the license plate light. So the factory camera from the tailgate, we relocated to right here, and to keep the lights from flashing out on the camera, we made these little blinders for the light, so you can still see the light on the license plate and still be legal, but it shadows the lens, so you're not actually looking into a light from your camera. Directly below that is the Carli trophy hitch. This hitch is insanely strong. So you can actually fit up to a 38-inch tire in the factory location with this hitch. And it actually turns this hitch into a Class 6 hitch from Carli. It is a beautiful piece of work too, but we love these things. Kind of moving up just a little bit here, you can see that there's a track all the way forward in both sides of this, so you could kind of mount anything you want. Camper mounts, any tie down points or anything you want all along here. You can mount feet for racks or anything else you want. You can kind of do anything you want to in these beds. It's pretty awesome. We incorporated the factory bed plugs for your trailer lights and things like that right into the side of it, and we can run all of our wiring and everything just to the inside of the box, so it's all out of harm's way. And kind of lastly on this one, moving around, we like to have onboard working air. So in a lot of our builds, you'll see us use Oasis air compressors. This air compressor is one of the gnarliest compressors you can get inside of a truck. You'll normally see these in dump trucks or Humvees or large working trucks with airbag systems and air brakes. It moves an incredible amount of air, and filling up 4 37-inch tires from say 18 psi back to around 60, we can do that in about 7 minutes total. And that's just with one hose running to the tire instead of one at a time. So thing is incredibly awesome. And if you want to blow dust or dirt or anything off of some gear, you can run it with that. And we normally run a battery right next to it, so we can keep our leads as short as possible straight to the compressor. And there's a battery cutoff switch right here as well if needed. So as I mentioned, this one is kind of a purpose-built truck to support a very heavy camper. Once he's up in Alaska, he's going to be driving up there here next week, I believe. So we wanted to kind of crush this thing out and get it ready for him so he could load it up and then move up there. He's in the military, so he's going to have a pretty awesome truck to be running around up in Alaska with. But this is a brand new bed. This is one of the very first production beds. We have another one coming up that's going to be similar to this, but a little bit shorter, so we'll have a video coming up on that too. So this is set up for somebody that wants to put a camper on top of the bed, or a rack on top of the boxes, or a slide-in style camper. This is the style of Dirtbox bed that we can use for you. If not, we can run a flatbed with any kind of configuration of boxes that you would like as well. We can kind of set these things up any way we need to fit pretty much every camper out there, and really incorporate a lot of clean lines with being able to hide all of our wiring and keep everything safe and out of harm's way. So if you want to know more about this, give us a call at the shop here in Albuquerque, 505-219-3147. We are the exclusive builders for the Dirtbox Overland beds, and currently we have about 5 flatbeds in stock right now, both for mid-size trucks and full-size trucks. So give us a call, see us on our website, tavllc.com, and fill out our contact us page. That comes directly to me and Dan up front, so we will be able to have a paper trail of who contacts us through that. And stuff tends to get lost on social media and YouTube and things like that. If it's a comment or a question, if you can run those through the inquiry page, we'd be happy to get back to you every way we possibly can. We try to catch them all, but reach out to us there and we'll get you taken care of. We also have a coupon code on our website that we can apply to 5% off every Dirtbox component, including beds and campers. So if you put together a pretty big package with the Dirtbox Overland components, 5% off of that is a pretty big savings. So definitely keep that in mind. We're the only ones offering that as well through Dirtbox. So appreciate you watching. Hopefully you like the truck. You'll be seeing some more coming out here pretty soon.